Okay, so get this, people. Take a good look at my face too. Not pretty, but I'm only showing this to everybody around the world because I think they need to know. And I hope you're watching, government, because you're crazy yourself. Anyways, I was working after work one day. I'm not gonna tell you where I work. Don't want anybody to give out any information. I bought something to drink at a store, and I leaned up against the wall waiting for my ride. Well, across the parking lot there was a black Escalade that pulled up probably about 20 yards away from me. This man with a black suit and a black tie got out of his Escalade, and he walked over to my bottle that is set down on one of the posts, and that was about 10 yards away from me. As soon as I caught on, because I figured that was probably one of the U.S. government officials, I walked over to the bottle as fast as I could, and exactly when he saw me walking over to the bottle, he did a complete checkpoint turn away from me. Yeah, that's right, bitch ass. He's probably thinking he's gonna get jacked up. But anyways, he walked into the store. I followed him, and he didn't buy anything. He just walked around the store, did a complete circle, and walked out the doors. He had a cell phone out, and he called somebody as soon as he walked outside the doors. I'm assuming, I'm assuming it was probably one of his buddies from the U.S. government or whatever the fuck agency that was telling him that he didn't. Mission failed. Of course, mission failed. I'm smarter than them, and I think everybody else should be smarter than those motherfuckers. So, then there's another incident where I was down by the pier, and I can say where I was because I don't usually go there all the time. But I was down by the pier, and parked in my car next to this other car, and I noticed there was a woman wearing a suit along with a man wearing a suit and sunglasses right next to us. And they pulled next to us right after we pulled into that parking lot. They were following us from my job down there, and they pulled next to us. So what I did was I got out of the car, I took my cell phone out, and I did a snapshot of their fucking license plate. Because I'm going to roundhouse them as soon as I'm done here. But anyways, I'm not going to roundhouse them after this video, but I'm going to roundhouse those motherfuckers when I get a chance to, and they're at least expecting it. But as soon as I did that, they pulled out and they left. Call me crazy, but I'm telling you this right now. I did the smart thing. So after they left, like probably 3 minutes later, this biker, he comes riding up on his black street bike. I don't know what kind it was because I'm not familiar with street bikes. He had everything black on, and he kept staring at me. And I don't know why. Maybe it was because I was catching on earlier before this incident happened, but I was catching on to what they were planning. I wrote a letter to the government that said that that they were stripping everybody's medical away and screwing everybody over. And I knew exactly what they were doing. I told them that I was creating this zombie warfare, and they were have like fucking maggots in the brain and all that kind of shit, and they were gonna get infested by it, and their whole facility was gonna go crashing down to the ground. But I guess they took that as a threat because they've been watching me ever since. That's just proof telling you that no matter what you do online, no matter where you go or what you say, they're always watching. And I'm not being paranoid. And you shouldn't. The people that you think are being paranoid, they're not. Believe what they say. Don't believe it to the point where you're going to take action, but believe to the point where you can watch your own back and don't back down from anything. I don't care if a stranger comes up to you and asks you to go with them. Don't go with them. And if you go with them, make sure you have a weapon. Or you know some skills or whatever. Fucking fight back. But this guy on a black motorcycle, he was following us. We pulled out of the driveway and he was following us for at least a good 5 miles. We were going out to swim, and he was following us. And as soon as we hit the Red Dog Cafe, he pulled away, looked at us, and then sped off real quick. Because I got out of the car and I started walking towards him, and he just stood there, so I ran towards him, and he turned around and sped off. I wouldn't suggest anybody else to do that to some random person you maybe, you know, but I felt threatened, and so if you feel threatened, do that. Protect yourself. It's weird because after we got done doing our business, getting our stuff, we went down to the creek. I don't know what creek it was, but we went down to this creek and we went over this bridge, and we saw the same exact guy on his motorcycle walking. He parked his motorcycle and he walked across that bridge. He walked across that bridge. What? He walked across that bridge, and he had his sunglasses on, so he probably thought that we weren't going to recognize him, but we did. We sure enough did. We left after we saw him, and he followed. About 20 minutes later, we thought that he wasn't going to follow us, but then we were going down the highway back to Port Angeles, and we saw his bike speeding up, and he sped up right next to us, and he put down his protecting visor from his helmet, and he looked right at me, and he sped off, and I haven't seen him since. But it's weird because I've been on the internet. I'm writing a book, my new book. It's going to be published pretty soon. Um, I was on the internet and it said that U.S. government officials and my whatever it was, what the heck, email, and my email address said U.S. government officials. They tracked down everything, and I got this little virus that said that the letter I sent to them was known as a superficial, over the line threat. Bullshit. That's what I think. Um, so I wrote him back, and when I wrote him back, it said if you don't get back to us in 30 days, we're going to consider that as a red alert. So I tried writing it back, but you know what happened? Those bitch asses blocked me completely. And at the bottom of the block, it said, "We will find you. And when we find you, we will terminate you. Because you know everything about what we are capable of." And then the dang message disappeared completely off the face of this earth. Yeah, I'm making another video about this. I'm going to get back to you guys on what else happened. What else is going to happen later on. And I hope you guys take this seriously, because this is real. And if anybody's had this, some encounters like this, I would strongly suggest you share them with me. I'm going to be going out now. Thanks a lot.